You'll probably notice that my channel's been very quiet lately. Shortly after I announced the date for my boat bash, me and Sarah, we got some awful news. They had to stop her chemo because it was making her so ill, and they told us that the cancer had spread, and they said that she had between 1 to 3 months left to live. From that day, Sarah lasted 2 weeks and 5 days. I looked after her at home for the last 2 weeks and 5 days. We had a hospital bed in the lounge, and she sadly passed away in her sleep on the 6th of May at 10 to 4 in the afternoon. I am devastated, and that is why my channel's been quiet. We've had a memorial service for her. She was cremated, and we scattered some ashes under a tree for her in the New Forest. The next video that I'm going to show you is a video that I created for the memorial for all of the family and friends, close family and friends, to watch and pay our respects. I have cut out quite a bit of it for personal reasons. Some of it was too personal to share on YouTube, but I've added in everything that I possibly could. Hopefully you get the gist of how the day went. Thirteen was my Sarah's special number. Sometimes it was lucky for her, sometimes not. 13 seemed to be a significant number throughout Sarah's life, and she would always point it out to me if it ever cropped up, and it always did, again, and again. We would book a holiday abroad. Sarah would always end up with seat number 13 on the plane. We would get to the hotel to discover that we ended up with room number 13. Sarah had moved house 13 times throughout her life, living at addresses number 13 and 113. I first met Sarah on the 13th of September 2011. We shared 13 amazing years together as a couple. These are just a few times that the number 13 showed up for Sarah. So hopefully you can see why the number 13 was Sarah's special number. Sarah asked me before she sadly left us if I would divide her ashes into 13 equal parts and spread them at 13 special places. Places like Hastings, where me and Sarah had our first date. Lake Garda in Italy, where we shared an amazing holiday together. Lake Windermere, where we went on a beautiful paddle steamer ride on a boat up the lake. These are just a few of the special places that Sarah wanted me to spread and scatter her ashes. Another one of those special places was in the New Forest, where me and Sarah used to come and bring the dogs. We used to sit in the back of our camper van with the doors open so we could look out at the view over lunch. Sarah and I used to come here a lot throughout the summer, and it very soon became one of mine and Sarah's special places to come as a couple. We would walk the dogs to this tree and we would feed the wild horses carrots and apples. It felt right that some of Sarah's ashes should be scattered here under her special tree. Sarah was born in Lambeth, South London, on the 28th of March 1974. She was raised by her mum, Christine. It is no secret that Sarah was loved by everyone. Nobody had a bad word to say about her, ever. Sarah seemed to have a lot of very loyal friends, something that you only receive from being a loyal friend. I only know of 2 jobs that Sarah did. One of those jobs was at Boots. When I met her, she would spend hours behind the counter serving customers. The other job was on the buses. When Sarah moved to Reading, she always said that she would have loved to have been a bus driver. She joined Reading Buses and began the training. Sarah actually failed 2 tests and didn't even tell me that she even had them booked in. I suppose that she didn't want the added pressure of everyone knowing that she had her tests booked in. She actually passed her test on the 3rd attempt when she finally told me that she had previously had 2 tests and failed. She was good at keeping secrets. She went on to drive the number 4 Lion bus. Her route was from Reading to Bracknell and back. She would always have a meltdown if there was a road closure, and more often than not she would make me take her out the night before to learn the route so that she knew where to go. Sarah made lots of wonderful friends on the buses, and she was really well liked amongst the drivers. Sarah was very kind to everyone, very caring. She was someone that you could trust with a secret, and she was also very thoughtful. Sarah would have literally fought to the death for her friends and family. Sarah was everything I could have ever wished for in a partner. We fitted so well together as a couple. As a partner, Sarah never tried to change me or stop me doing things that I wanted to do. I could just be myself with her, and she always made me feel like I was good enough. She was everything I could have ever wanted. Sadly, our relationship was cut short, and she left me so young. We still have plans to do things as a couple, which we will not be able to now fulfill. We discussed it and we cried together about the things that we were not able to do. If we'd had more time. There was only one thing to be grateful for. That we had time to say everything that we wanted to each other. I told her that she was my everything. And I loved her and I always will. Sarah also told me that she loved me very much. And she thanked me for changing her life. When Sarah came home from the hospital for the last time, all she wanted was to be at home in comfort and spend time with her dogs, Kimmy and Teddy. I looked after her as best I could. I catered to her every need and made sure that she was comfortable and had the care that she needed and deserved. I never left her side. Not for a minute. Sarah was lucky enough to see some of her family and friends before she left us. And she said that she was so grateful to have seen everyone. In the end, Sarah was at peace with everything. And she got all of her last wishes. I suppose that is all any of us would want. Sarah will be so missed by everyone that was lucky enough to know her and spend time with her. I really hope she's in some kind of magical place, looking down on us all, making sure that we're okay and we are making the most of our lives. I would just like to thank you all for showing Sarah and myself the love and support over the last few years. It's been really nice to know that we have such good family and friends that really do care about us. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you for being there for us. You will never know how grateful we are. I have put together some pictures and video clips to remind you all of the time that we shared with her. Sarah, outside the airport. How does it feel to be going home, girl? Hello?
Shit.
Why is it shit?
Because I've got to go back to work.
Don't you like your job?
Yeah. Like the money.
If you didn't go to work, we wouldn't have been on this holiday anyway.
I know. Oh.
You love me?
Love you.
Huh?
I love you.
You better love me.
You do.
Alright.